Hello. Uh, Today's session it is about assigning IPv4, IPv6 addresses on routers, then switches and PCs. Yeah? And then, and I expect two groups here. One group, that is what you're going to look at configuring IPv4 and IPv6 both on actually on routers, then switches, and then the PC. Then the other group, we're going to close or we're going to continue and we look at how to assign or how to configure static and then default static routes. Static and then default static routes. So now that I'm on YouTube, it's not going to be possible, the communication to be two-way, but in case you have a query, please feel free to use WhatsApp. Feel free to use WhatsApp so that we can have that external communication. But on YouTube, it's not going to be possible. Or maybe you can go to chat. There is a chat. You can use the chat and send a question. Yeah? I'll be able to receive it. So please, as you're trying to join on YouTube, please subscribe. The account is still young, too young, but soon it's going to be equipped with at least some videos where we'll be recording short videos for you guys to interact with. I'll be recording short recordings or okay, the recordings on mostly on the practicals, not on theory side. Yeah? Yes. So please subscribe. uh, please, so far I'm seeing 8 of you. Whoever is on this live session, please subscribe. Let's develop our own channel. It's going to help me and even you on the other end. Thanks. So today's session is going to involve setting up both IPv4 and IPv6 addresses on the network devices, and I've mentioned that routers, switches, and PCs to ensure proper communication within the network. So assigning these addresses allows devices to identify each other and exchange data accurately. So on top of that, like I mentioned, uh, we're going to look at how to configure what you call static root and then default static root, static roots and then default static roots. So still the number is small. I'm seeing 8 of you. Please kindly let me to confirm that you guys you're on the call. Just send a message. Go to live chat and send a message. Please, your message should include your name and then the class that you attend, the intake. Which intake? Is it July or is it weekend? You can actually reply weekend or evening class. Those are the two classes I expect here. And then on top of that, please include your names, the names and then the class that you attend. Please reach out to your colleagues. Today we have changed. It's not Google Meet. We're using YouTube. YouTube. It's just live session. Yes, I'm seeing you, Juma, there. And please comment if the audio is okay. Is the audio okay? How about the screen? Is the screen okay? So please comment all that. It's going to be, it's two-way. You're going to learn at the same time. I want to test this channel, see whether it's working or it's going to give us what we need or not. Okay, okay. See, see. So please, you need to subscribe too. Okay, you have to subscribe. Okay. I hope you're seeing my packet tracer. That is it. I'm going to be a bit fast. I'm going to be a bit fast in setting up the topology that we need. So I'll use 1941 two routers. Then I'll need two switches. Anyway, let's use one switch. Just one switch. But I'll do recording, a video recording on 2. So having two, one here, then another one here, and then this. But for now, we're going to look at two switches. Okay. Oh, I see. I see. But I hope you're seeing the gadgets that I'm using. If you're saying the audio is super, it's because of the equipment. I upgraded, changed to a different equipment. Okay, let's focus here. But the number is dropping. What is happening? Please, on the call, I'm seeing who Lawless is Lawless. Wow. Seeing Susan, Lawless, Susan. Now, Lawless, please coordinate your team. Then, Susan, please, you can encourage our team, the evening team, also to join us. I know some people may be waiting for Google link, but today I'm not going to use that. I'm not going to use that. Okay, so try to follow as you're trying to mobilize or coordinate your colleagues. So we're going to use two routers, this, and then two switches. Then I'll need maybe two pieces just to make our topology simple, or to make sure that we deal with a simple topology. All we need is just the concept, not just to complex our topology. And then after that, we do the connections. I will need a crossover in between, and I'll use 0 between the routers. And then now, fast gigabit Ethernet 01 connects to the switch to any port on the switch. On the switch, it's any port. And then from the switch to the end device, still any port on the PC, it has to be fast Ethernet 0, 0. And then still the same here, any port on the switch, extend it to the PC, and then to fast Ethernet 0, 0 there. So not to confuse you, I'm going to delete these two. Okay, so this is our topology. So you can design it, or you can try to have it in any layout of your choice, as you can see there. Okay, and then after that, we need to label. Now, we need to label our network with the addresses. So we have this as LAN 1, is LAN 1, LAN 1. The network address, I'll give it 192.168.1.0/24. /24. Then the IPv6, I'll use 2001. And then now, let me just abbreviate this with this, like this, then /64. /64. Then I'm going to duplicate what we have here. Call this 2 in between. Here it's not going to make sense. Let's have, because I want to maintain whatever that we have here. Um, Let me just add 0. I want our network to look simple. Look simple like that. So here it is 1, 2, 3. Okay. So I'm going to copy this. What I'm going to edit here. So on this to have a different subnet, I will change this extent to 1 like that. Then duplicate this to call this 3. And then this one here it's going to be a 2. No, let me give it a 3. And then on this, give it a 2 to be uniform. There is a 2. And then this one here it's going to be a 1. I want all our networks to be uniform like that. Okay, so this is here, then this it's going to be in between. Oh, sorry, this is a 1. 1. And then this is going to be LAN 2 like this. So this is what we have this side. This is in between, and then this aside like that. Okay. So now it's time to access the device. All this, we need the console cable. So I'll pick the console cable, connect it here, RS232, and then extend it to the router. We'll start with the router. Please don't make a mistake and connect to, do not make a mistake and connect to auxiliary. Auxiliary. So I'll have to connect to console like that, and then use this PC, go to desktop, go to terminal. Without changing anything here, click OK, and that is it. So here we are, we're on the router. So on the router, I'll reply with no. Remember, we have 2 routers. So I'll reply with no, then go to user mode, type enable, then go to global configuration mode, config conf t like that. So in this, I have 2 interfaces, and you to verify show interface, then show IP interface, brief, IP interface, then brief like that. So these are the interfaces that we are going to deal with. So I will start with the description name, host name, which is router. I'll call this router 1. And then the interface in between, which is G00, G0, 0. So our code interface G0, 0. Where is it? I've messed up somewhere. So there is it. And then IP, I'll start with, you can see we're dealing with this, this. So it's IP, I will start with IPv4, IP address, which is 192.168 dot, dot 1. I'll give it dot 1. Then the subnet mask, which is 255.255, then dot 255 dot 0. Then we have IPv6 address, that IPv6. Well, we have 2001, then 0, 0, 1, like that. I'll give it a 1, 2, then slash 64, slash 64, like that. And then press enter. If you want to configure what we call link local address, it's also okay. IPv6, then address. I'll abbreviate this FE, then 80. Give it one like that, and then don't forget the description. Link local address. Link local address. So that is how we're supposed to configure it this way. And then press enter. You activate that interface. No shutdown, like that. So the interface now, if we check, oh, it's not up because, wow, I messed up somewhere, because the one it's supposed to be on this end, this. So meaning that I have to go back and edit all this. So we're supposed to use 2. So GG, the address here is supposed to be 2, 2. Then IPv6, even this, it has to be 2, like that. And then the link local, for link local, it is okay. It is okay. Then I have another interface, which is G01. I'll edit what I have here, that the IPv6 address. Now here, this is where we need the 1.1. And then IPv6, even this, it's going to be a 1. Saying overlapping. So this is 1, we have this. Show, let me verify this. Show IPv6, IPv6, then interface brief. Verify this. Okay. True. I'm seeing two addresses saying overlapping. This is G00, which is in between this side. And the other side, we're supposed to have this. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Is okay. Okay. So let's proceed. Call this interface G0 slash 0 and then put no IPv6. So I'm trying to verify and see if this IP address, yes, we have two, then this 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So if I go back and call this interface 1. Okay, so this time it has worked. I had first to remove the IPv6 address that I had signed on the other side. Yeah? Okay, so if I check again, sure the command it is still there, and then edit what I have here. So IP this. Okay, so on 00 we have 2, on 01 we have this, but it is still down. I'll go back and call the interface G0/1, then put the command no. Before that, I need still this command share. Where is it? This. So since we have two interfaces, it's possible that we can have the same link local address and it's not going to complain. Eh? It's not going to complain. And then activate no shutdown. So right now, if you check, our interface, it is up, this one here, but the one in between here, it's not up because this other end we haven't activated. So let's confirm again, verify what we have on our two interfaces. So if I use, look, I want you to differentiate the two commands. We have show IP interface brief. It's going to display the address IPv4 address information, as you can see. So this one here, it is down because the other end, this is the one network. The other end, it is still disabled. Eh? It is still disabled. So this is what we have here, this and then this. Then we have IPv6. Let's check IPv6. So when you look at IPv6, oh, we're missing something. Missing something. I have a 2. I'm not seeing the 1. Okay, so as you can see, that the link local address is the same. So it's, and they have not complained. So we're missing. I don't know why this is not. Okay, so let's go there and call this interface G. We're missing it on this. Okay, this. And then now the address. The address. Oh, sorry. This is for deleting instead of assigning. So IPv6 this, then this one, okay. Press enter. So this time if I go back, I should be able to see the address. Yes, now they are here. So as you can see, the link local address, the same on the interface. Because I remember telling you that all the link local addresses are confined on a single link or on a local link. So you can reuse them. This, but this one here won't be able to move the packets from this interface to this interface, because as you can see, the address is the same. But with this one here, the global unicast address, it will be able to move the packets from this interface to this, because the addresses are different. So that is on that router. If you to assign the IPv6 address on the switch here, yes, we can disconnect this cable, connect it on the switch, still on the console, and then you do the same. But this time, it's not going to read the switch directly. All we need is just first close this and then reopen it again. So this time on the switch, enable, then you go to configure key. Set the host, I will code it switch 1, like that. Then set the switch virtual interface. Switch virtual interface. So for how to create the switch virtual interface, you call interface VLAN. For now, we have default VLAN, which is VLAN 1. That is what you're going to use. And then the IP address. Since we have used 1, here we're going to use a 2. So the address it's going to be 192.168.1, then dot 2, space the subnet mask dot 0. Press enter. For IPv6, it's not going to work. So if you try it out, look at this IPv6. If I tab, it's not going to work because IPv6 is not enabled here. So we're going to stop here, activate this no shutdown, activate this switch virtual interface. But if in case we want to enable IPv6 or to allow IPv6 address on a switch or to be assigned on the switch, then this is what we need. I'm going to exit here first. And then run the command IP, let IP, let me check. So we are going to start with this switch database management. This is SDM. Then prefer is the command, and then duo IPv4 and IPv6. Support both IPv4 and IPv6. Excuse me. Okay, so prefer, then duo, then default. Okay, so after that you press enter, and then we need to restart. Now, if I restart, I will lose all the configurations that are configured. It's okay. So I'll just type reload, press enter. Yes, no. So it is restarting, is restarting. Oh, I didn't save, so it's not going to work. I was supposed to save after that configuration. I was supposed to save. That's the reason why we have even lost there. So it has to add to save, enable, then configure T, SD, and then preform, then duo, default, press enter, then the host name, switch one, copy, run, start, and then reload. Yeah? Okay. So once you do the changes, the SDA prefer dual IPv4 and IPv6 address, you have to save. So as you can see, my host name, the description is still there. So I'll have to go back, go to interface, then VLAN, VLAN 1, then IP, I'll start with IPv4 because it's no longer there. Then 192.168.1.2 because the one I've already used it, then 255.255.255, then .0, then go to IPv6 address, have 200, is it what you have? I have 200, like that, 2001, no? 1, then 0, 0, 1. So still I'm going to give it a 2 because the one I've already used it, then slash 60, 64, like that. So still if you want, you can give it IPv6 address, then link local address, give it to, it's FE8 80, then to link local address, like that. So the link local address, it's like a nickname, so it can be used on the local network on the same link, on the same link. So after that, we need to put no shutdown. If you want to reach this switch remotely from another network, then we need the default gateway, default router, Okay, so the default gateway, I will start with 192.168.1.1. 192.168.1.1. That is the address that, sorry, supposed to be default gateway, not just IP default gateway. So it's IP, then default gateway like that. Then 192.168.1.1 and then press enter. So that is the default for the other one. So if you want for IPv6, it will be IPv, then default D is it IPv6 IPv6 neighbor. I'm not seeing H. No, I'm not seeing it. Configure general IP prefix, then configure static host name. So for this IPv6, it's not going. Okay, let's leave it. It's not going to work. But still, as you're dealing with IPv6, you have to enable IPv6 unicast to allow the routers to route IPv6 address. So it's IPv6, then unicast routing like that. Without it, even if you configure everything well or in the right order, it's not going. And you leave out this command, leave out this statement here, means that IPv6 is not going to work. But with this, it allows IPv6 unicast or IPv6, the router to route IPv6 packets. So, sorry, this is on Switch. So we have even to do it on the, we have to do it on the router, the IPv6 unicast routing. You close this and open it again. So we're missing it here. Configure terminal and then IPv6, then unicast routing like that. Then on the end device, of course, this one go to IP configuration. So we have both IPv4 and IPv6. So it's 192.168.1.3 because now 1 and 2 we have used them. Then we need the gateway. The gateway for IPv4 it's 192, then 168.1.1. Then for IPv6, here we are. So we have 2001 and then now is 0, 1, then double colon. So still 3. We have used 1, 2, 3. So sorry, 1, 2. So this is the 3. So to simplify what you're seeing here, we're going to remove all this. So since the link local, we have also used 1 and 2. I'll give this a 3 like that. Then the gateway, I'll copy this, paste it here and remove a 3, put a 1. That is our gateway for IPv6. And then the prefix length, it is 64 like that. We are done assigning both IPv4 and IPv6 on the PC. And then once you're done, as it, you can close this. So we're going to do the same on all the devices. So now I can actually maintain this PC to do the configurations. I keep changing the cable. So what I'm going to do, just to disconnect this, I extend it to this router and connect it to the console. Go back to this PC and then terminal. Click OK without changing anything. Here we are on the other router. Reply with no, then enable config T like that. Then the host name here it's going to be R2. R2. So on R2, we're going to start with okay. So we're going to start with one interface, which is G00, G0/0. Wow. So it's interface, then G, interface, G00, and then IP address, which is 192, then 168.1, sorry, not .1, but .2.2, because I've already used the one on the other interface, or on this interface. So on this, we use the one. So this time we're going to use the other available, not necessarily a 2, because we have enough addresses there. Starting from 1 up to 254, you can use any address, but let's use 2. And then the subnet mask 255.255.255, then .0. So if you want, in case um, to minimize wastage of IP addresses, because now you have used 1 and then 2, but 3 up to 256, sorry, 254, they are wasted. So if you want that, you can go for subnetting. Yeah? So press enter here, and then you go for IPv6 address, then 2001, 0, then 0, sorry, this is going to be a 2, and then a 2/64. Press enter. The link local address still you can maintain, say IPv6 address, then FE80, and then a 2. We have already used the one on this link. So here is a 1. Now here we can put a 2. Don't forget the description, link local address. Then after that, no, shut down. This time, the interface is going to be up, as you can see. We can even go, but before we check, let's first work on this other interface, G1. And now G1 here, remember we're dealing with 3. So I will go to the address and remove a 2, put a 3. But now since it is another network, I will start with a 1. But still, a 2, it would have worked. But I want my topology to be uniform. And then after that, go to IPv6, remove a 2, put a 3. Still, I can change this to a 1. And then go to link local address. Since this is a new network, I'll just start with 1 like that. No problem. And then no, shut down. So it's time to verify so far what we have configured. Show IP interface, then brief. So as you can see that our 2 interfaces, they are up. We have 2.0, 3.0, or 2.2, and then 3.0. Or you can even run this command, show IP, then root. Show IP root. So the weekend class, actually both the groups, look at what we have here. Where we have a C, this is the network address, 2.0. Then where we have L, it's the IP, the exact IP address that we have assigned on the interface. We have 2.2, which is on 0.0, and the 0.0 is the one that connects back to R1. So we're done with that. Can close to the switch. Close to the switch. So I'll have to close this first. And then disconnect to the switch. Console port. Go back, open terminal. Terminal. And then click OK. Here we are on the switch. So I hope you still remember the steps. Enable, then you go to global configuration, merge the host, it's switch to, and then we can do this first. SDM prefer, then dual IPv4 and IPv6 default. Press enter, and then we go back and save. Copy, then run, start. And then once you've saved, then you can reload or restart the switch. So the switch is going to restart, and then we start assigning the addresses. Okay, so there we are. Enable, you go to global configuration mode, call, or you create the switch virtual interface, which is VLAN, VLAN 1, then IP address, which is 192.168.3.1, sorry, .2, because we have used 3.1. Then the subnet mask 255.255.255, then .0, press enter. Then IPv6 address, sorry, address 19, sorry, not 19. Sorry, so it's this IPv6 address. Then we have this 1, 0, 0, then 3, we're going to give it a 2/64. The link local address, if you want, still IP address FE80, and then give it a 2, like that. Then link local address, no shutdown. No shutdown. So we're done with that. You can exit and put the default gateway. The reason why we need a default gateway here is that in case you want to reach this switch or to manage this switch remotely from a different network, you will have to set the gateway on that device. Or maybe if you want to use the switch to, maybe for example, we're in the switch to, if you want to reach any device that is on a remote network, still it has to be assigned with the default gateway. So the command is IP, then default gateway. The gateway here is 192.168, then .3.1. Remember, we are assigning the gateway, so we don't need the subnet mask. Okay? And then press enter. We're done with the switch. So it's time now to close and go to the PC here, and then assign it the address. So it's 192.168. I think I have the, oh, so it's 192.168.3.3, because that is the next available in order. And then the default gateway here, 192.168 dot 3.1. Okay, then you go to the IPv6. So this is going to be a 3 here with a 3 and then slash 64 and then the link local address. Still I'm going to give it a 3. Then the gateway is going to be a 1 with a 3 like that. Like that, and that is it. So I'm on PC1. PC1 is connected to switch 2. By the way, this should be switch. Let's adjust. This is router 2. This is router 2. Whatever that we are doing here, it's labeling. We are trying to do the labeling. So this is the 1 like that. So this is switch 1. Switch 1. And then this is switch 2. Sorry. Switch 2. Like that. So this is PC2. And then this you can code it 1. Okay. So PC1 here is able, or it's going to be able to reach the switch. And then the two interfaces here, this and then this. But it won't be able to close to reach this interface and then the rest of this. So let's try it out. If I'm on this PC, this time if I'm to ping, I have to use command prompt. Okay? So on command prompt, I should be able to reach, the IP addresses on this network. So let's try it out. Step number 1, find out the configured addresses on this interface, on this PC. Config, IP config. So as you can see, we have link local address as this, IPv6 address as this, IPv4 as this, then the subnet mask, the gateways, both IPv4 and IPv6. So if I ping, I'll have to go with this dot. I'll start with the 3, which is this very machine. I'm pinging, or I'm using IPv6. Then we have a 2, which is the switch, successful. And then we have a 1, which is the router, successful. Then we have the other interface on router 2, which is 2, then 2, like this. So as you can see, we're able to reach it. But if I try to reach a 1, which is on router 1, it should not be successful. So now that I cannot reach the IP address on this, that I can't reach IP address on this interface, then it means that I can't close this router. I cannot close that router. Still, there is a command that we forgot to run, that we have forgotten to run here. So I'll have to go back. Where are we? Oh, sorry. This, I have to use this. On this very IPv6, then unicast routing, and then even on this, the router. IPv, IPv6, then unicast routing. Okay. So this is what I want us to check out. Sorry. If I run this command, show IP route, just to verify the routing table, the known network. So this is router 2. You will notice that router 2 it only knows 3.0 and then 2.0. Where are those networks? They are here. This network and then this. So it is it doesn't know this network here, which is 1.0. So if you want to verify IPv6, so all we need to change is this. We add v6. So still the same, we are seeing two C's, one and then this. So it only knows two. As you can see, this is the network address, the IPv6 network address. And then even this other one. Okay. So it's time now to look at what we called static and then default, static, default, and then static address. So how do we state the default static? I'm going to do a recording because I will do a recording with detailed those two routing routes, default static and then static with more network entries. Because with our topology that we have here, the entries are not enough to test the static and then the default. So I think tomorrow morning I will just make a recording. Yes, I will do a recording, and in case any of you, in case maybe any of you is anyway, you can join because at that time, at that the time of recording, I'll make sure I still go live. But whether you're around or not, I'll have to do something. So anyone interested, please run and then join. I'll give you the link. I'll give you the link of that. As I record, still I'll be online. Then here we're going to just try one entry. We do this and then delete. Try the other one. See we delete. So this is router 2. We're going to start with static, and you see how to create static route. So among the networks that we're missing here, look at this. The known networks, we're not going to tamper with them. But the one that we're missing, they're the ones to create routes for. So I'll come and uh, change the mode to global configuration mode. Sorry. Shift, Shift 6. Okay. So go to global configuration mode, run this command IP route, the network that we're missing. So since this router 2 is knows 3.0 and 2.0, then 1.0 is the one that is missing. So we're going to create a route for that network. So it will be 192.168.1.0 space. The subnet mask, which is 255.255.255, then dot 0. The next hop IP address. The next hop IP address. So if you're on router 1 here, our next router, it's this, and the IP address that you're going to use, it's this one here, this. So that address, it was 2.192.168.2.1, like that, and then press enter. So that is, we have created a static route, and that static route, it only serves this network. And to reach this network, we have the next point is this. The next point in the path to reach this network, it's this one here. Then if you want to deal with IPv6, to create a static IPv6 route, still the same IPv6, then route. The network that you're missing, I think I still have command this. So it's the network, not the address. And then /64, like that. The next hop, now this time it's the address. The next hop, which is the one here, and then this, the 2. So where is this address coming from? It's the address that is assigned on this interface there. Then after that, press enter. Still the same. If you want to configure this other router, so don't get confused. I've just accessed this this router directly. Don't want to keep on changing the cables, but the right way is you to use the cable. Shift it from here to the other one, here, the other one. So still I'm going to do the same, because if I run the command show IP route, I should see the same. 2 networks we are missing. Here it's 2.0, 1.0, so we are missing 3.0. So we have to be in global configuration mode, run IP, then route. IP route, we are missing 192.168.3.0. Then the subnet mask 255.255.255, then .0. The next hop, because since you're on this router, this, our next hop or the next point in the path to reach the remote network, it's this one here, which is 2.2.2. So it's 192.168.2.2, like that, and then press enter. For IPv6, same thing, IPv6, then root. I still have address. So we're missing that, then /64. Then this is a 2, like this, 2, 2. The next hop IPv6 address. You press enter. So far the commands that you have, that we have executed, they will allow us to ping from this address, from this computer here, then to this. From this computer, then to this. But you are going to go step by step. Remember, in the first place, when you tried to ping, we stopped somewhere here. So this time we're going to add. So let's ping again this address that that we pinged before and failed. So 2.1, it's this IP address here, 2.1, which is this. So let's ping it. Now this time it is successful. But we can even go to 1.1. See, we should be successful. And then we have 1.2, which is the switch 1. We have to give it time. And since time out, we did not configure the default gateway for that. That's the reason why it is misbehaving. But we should be able to ping the PC, which is a 3. As you can see, we're able to reach the 3. So let's use IPv4, but the switch address 168.1.2. We should be able to reach it. 192.168.1.2. That is the switch address. The first is it the address 192.168? Let me point there and see. 192.168. I don't know why it's behaving that way. Did I assign the gateway? Yes, it's there. 192.168. That's there. Why has it refused? Yeah, so this time it has worked, as you can see. 192.168.1. Has worked. Yeah? So that is our default static route. We can even run this command show IP route, the table. Now this time we have an extra entry, which is this. That every time you're trying to reach any IP address in this network here, then the packets are going to be forwarded to this address, this. As long as the destination is part of this network address, then the packets are going to be sent this here. But in case there is no any match, for example, let's assume that you're trying to reach, because this is router 2. So let's assume that you're trying to reach 4 dots, any address with 4 dot something, 4 dot something. So there is no any match here, and the packets are going to be dropped. So we're going to delete these configurations. I'll start with this. And how am I going to delete this? I start with no, and then the exact command that I entered. Even this with no. The moment I delete, then it means that I won't be able to ping again. I'll do the same on this. Delete with no, because when you're deleting, you have to start with the no. There's no any other command that we use to delete. And then still this one here, no. So right now, I've separated our remote network. See? So this time, we're going to try out default static. And default static, it's very easy. I will start with this. It's very easy. So the statement, I'll edit this. I'll come. Here we don't need to be specific. So it's 0.0.0.0. That is our network address that we are missing space. Then the subnet mask like that. But the the next hop IP address is going to remain as the same as the in the previous, and press enter. Now the difference here is that this statement here, it matches all the missing networks, even the ones that we haven't created or the ones that we haven't enabled or added on our topology. They are allowed. Then when it comes for IPv6, now that one, it is very simple, too simple. So we're going to have this as 0. And then when it comes to this one here, this is what we need. That is if you still remember the rules of compressing IPv6. So instead of writing 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 slot, we have abbreviated them. Then the prefix length, it's this. And we are done. We are done. So this statement, what is it saying? Oh, I'm trying to delete instead of signing. So I'm going to remove this. So still the same, this side. Let me edit. This, space, and this, like that. Then for IPv6, like that. We are done. We are done. So only that here, what is going to happen? If I run the command show IP root, here we have the other time. If we check here, show IP root, look at this, that we have S. Or we had S. Where is it? You can see it is S. There. With this, we have S with star. S with star. So on this one here, we have S with star, as you can see. But on this we had on this we had S, just flat. Then another thing is that we have what you call gateway of last resort as this. But when it comes to this one here, gateway of last resort is not set. What does this mean? It means that on this, if the destination IP address, in the packet, that is trying to be routed, if it's not matching with any network in the routing table, then it's going to be dropped. But when it comes to default static, even if the destination IP address in the packet doesn't match any entry in the routing table, still that packet is going to be forwarded to this IP address on this. Any destination IP address that doesn't match any of the entries here is going to be forwarded here. But any destination IP address in the packet that doesn't match any entry in the routing table here, automatically it's going to be dropped. And that is the difference between the two, default static and then static root. So tomorrow, early in the morning, as soon as I report here on my desk, I'm going to do a recording, and that recording, I'll do it live the same way like here, but still I'll be recording aside. I will not record the live, but I will record my screen this side. Yeah? And then since I'm going to be live, it means that it's going to be available online on YouTube. Still, I'll get a copy on my machine and then see how to share it with you guys, either on WhatsApp or maybe to upload it on YouTube too. So you guys, I requested you to subscribe on the YouTube. Please subscribe so that we grow up this account. And then I'll be dropping for you guys some recordings, some recordings for you in your free time to interact with. So that is it. Let me get feedback from you guys by typing or and now if I no I can't call on the the WhatsApp. So anyway, you can give the feedbacks. How was the session? And then I see where to improve or what to add in, what to remove. So please feel free to type about the session. How was the session? Because the number it's reducing now 7. You are around 12, but now it has reduced to 7. I don't know whether the problem is data or something else. Feel free. So was the audio clear? Because that is what I'm interested. Um, is the audio clear? Okay, okay. Thanks for the feedback. Thanks for the feedback. So let's meet when I think tomorrow. Those who can, you can actually join. I'll still give you the link in the morning around maybe 9 there. Yes, around 9 there. I'll share the link. If you can jump in. If you can't, it is okay. Don't worry. Anytime you can go there because even this so and here, those who have missed, they will be able to go there for, I don't know how long it's going to be there. I think for like a month, it should still be there. You can go there and watch without downloading. Okay, so if there are questions, let me have them. Those were just the comment. Just comments. In case you have a query, feel free. Wow. Okay. 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 So recommend anyway, we shall discuss that with time. For now, let's just focus on this. Let's focus on this. Just if there are questions, let me have them. We can still you can use that channel or you can use that live chat to ask. Hey, WhatsApp, don't worry. Don't worry. Because now every time I go online, that even if you miss, you can go back. You can go back. The good thing I'll be giving you I'll be giving you the links, or even if I don't give the links, or maybe because my plans is just to always be online, whether we have a class or not, at least be online. I drop there something, so I'll be putting the clear labels or the description, telling you that on this date, this day, and then the date, visit, so that you can go and visit the channel and then look for whatever that you want. But don't worry, anytime, anytime I'm free, I'll always be recording and put something there. And then still, maybe you can try to share the areas, where you have challenge, bit maybe subnetting and blah blah, so that I go online explain that period. Whether you're there or not, when once you get time, you go there and check. Okay, so allow me to end this session. Have a good evening.